What?
Nothing. It just... There she goes. Yeah.
Speaking of rough, your hair right now, you look like a bird.
Still a bird? If you're a bird, I'm a bird. That's my pickup line for the day.
That's a 10 then. Smooth. That was the smoothest way. Oh, well then that leaves my pickup line, which is not smooth at all and super random.
Okay. So... It's okay. The pickup line, I had two that I was thinking of. One was just absolute cringe, and the other one was just flat out bad. So you go ahead and give yours first, and then I'll let you pick which one you want.
Mine is cheesy, simple, probably not likable, but whatever. You like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Because you're the one for me.
What? One?
Yeah. I can't say it wrong.
You're the
whatever Yoda says.
Obi-Wan for me.
No, it says you're the one for me.
Oh.
I don't know. I Googled it.
Okay. Let me see it.
I didn't text it. I put it in my notes the same way.
Oh, okay. So never mind.
Yeah.
You probably just...
If I find it, I'll show you again. Because what does Yoda say?
Yoda talks backwards.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is that...
Yeah. One of the person's names is Obi-Wan.
I don't know. I'll look it up again. I'm not sure. Obviously,
I was like,
I'm
that
not
sounded
much...
more like a Mexican joke than you're the only Juan for me.
Obviously, I'm not a Star Wars geek.
No.
And I think I've only watched the movies once. Maybe twice.
Yeah.
That might be a binge that we have to do.
Okay.
No?
The old one, just old films are old and
Yeah, they're
it's still
classics and amazing.
The effects on it are bad.
That's the best part. I love old films. Hence why Wizard of Oz is still my favorite movie.
Okay, well, here's my terrible pickup line. Do you want cringy or just
Give me
flat
the cringe.
out bad?
Give me the cringe.
Oh, God. Okay. Not smooth, but they say you can't measure happiness, but I measure it based on time spent with you.
Aww. Good one.
It's been a long weekend, as you know, because you had a tougher weekend than I have.
Was it really? I felt like it was pretty equal. I just had to work.
You don't sleep.
You're right.
I might have to deal with a lot of the, on the fly, but you didn't sleep.
I just keep telling myself it's a season and it's momentary.
Yep.
That's
okay,
all.
so here's what we're talking about. We had a volleyball tournament in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And we just thought that we could handle it with our 2-week-old and our 3-year-old toddler.
Yep. And we stayed 30 minutes off the strip with family for obvious reasons. One, Kayla is only 2 weeks old. We don't really care to be in a hotel. And two...
And casino. Having to walk through the casino the whole way.
Yeah. And then two, we have little cousins that Gigi could play with. And plus, we just haven't seen family in a while. So it was really nice for the most part. It was nice.
Gianna had a blast, and it was the best it could have gone for our kids' sake.
It was a good weekend, but it did take a lot of energy. Like, I could sleep this whole week and still feel like I didn't get enough sleep.
So we left on Friday, and Gigi spent the night at Auntie's house on Thursday night. Mm-hmm. So the plan was leave early. I was like, okay, we'll pick Gigi up at 7 or 7:30. We left our house at 8. Picked her up at like 8:25, and then we're on the road.
Still
But
pretty impressive.
Yeah, she woke up at 6:30, I would imagine.
Yeah.
This tell Vegas from Gigi's perspective. So from Gigi's perspective, she wakes up at 6:30, is in the car. She handles the car like a champ.
Yeah, because
She
she's
doesn't
used
complain.
to
Yeah.
traveling with us.
Then we get to Auntie and Uncle's house, and she meets all of, not meets, but she connects with them again. First time as an actual toddler versus just like a barely walking. Anyways, they're all elementary age, so she gets to have a blast with them, stay up all night,
Eat candy,
and do the whole, can I spend the night? Like,
Yeah.
we are spending the night.
that was really sweet.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
And so we got to stay in the loft with a air mattress,
Mm-hmm.
a love seat for Gianna, and then a little seat for Kiala that we put his, whatever thing on so he won't fall.
I couldn't tell you. His little
Yeah,
mattress thing.
He was safe. Just, just know that.
His makeshift bassinet.
Yeah. But she got to have so much fun asking if she could spend the night at her cousin's. And then we were kind of hoping and anticipating, but not wanting to be the one of bringing up, can she go to the park with you guys tomorrow instead of going to our tournament? Because that Saturday was one of the little cousins' birthdays. And so Gigi, eventually, all the little cousins were like, can she come to the park with us tomorrow instead of going to volleyball? We're like,
We won't say no.
we won't say no, but we're waiting till Auntie herself asks.
Yeah, because it's just a
'Cause
lot.
It's a lot to
How many kids were in that house in total? The whole weekend.
5 or 6 kids.
Esther, EJ,
Zeke,
one,
Tony,
Tony.
Buka.
I already counted Puka.
Oh.
The other girl with the curly hair. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
after the birthday party, they invited another cousin. And then Gigi.
Yeah, so,
So there
were
were
8 kids.
8 kids in this house.
So she was
most of
having
the
a blast.
weekend.
This is how
Yeah.
we grew up.
Yeah.
it
We loved
was,
it.
As a parent, it was fun to watch her actually be a kid.
Yes. And
Except
not be
for
with
the
the
parts-
teenagers.
Yeah, not have to be with the teenagers, which they love her too. We're not
Yes,
saying
and
that they don't.
They're great. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
But she needs people her age.
Yeah, so she went to the park on Saturday, hung out with them. She did not want to go to bed that Friday night.
No, and it was
Going to
almost
sleep
midnight.
and waking up was the only times that Gigi just had full-on meltdowns,
That's
which is expected because a tired or a hungry toddler is not a good mix.
yeah, and she's going to bed at like 11:30 midnight with her cousins, and then having to wake up at
6:30.
6:30 to leave for a tournament. I mean, I'd be pretty pissy if I was a kid.
Yeah. So, although we were frustrated with her behavior at the smallest portions, in the grand scheme of things, she still handled it pretty well.
Yeah,
Because in the actual convention center, she was doing great. She just played with friends, even took a nap on 2 of her friends' laps, which will put a picture
yeah.
right here.
That always reminds me of Blue's Clues, dude.
I know, that's why I do it. I thought you were going to do it with me this time. You have it once. I get it. She is honestly on no sleep. So that was day 1, Saturday. Again, this is all from Gigi's perspective. And then she goes from all day at the park to, again, wanting to stay up all night with her cousins Saturday night and having them to wake up at 6:30 Sunday so we can be at the convention center by 7:30.
Yeah, she partied hard
She,
this weekend.
yeah, she's like, I'm in
Party.
Vegas. I'm going to have all this sugar and no
Oh
sleep.
my gosh, yeah.
But she had fun.
She did, and she like didn't really care to watch any like Bluey or anything either.
Mm-mm.
We were trying to force her. We're like, we just want you to go to bed,
Yep.
watch a show, relax, come lay down.
And shout out to Miss Lisa for giving her a baby doll.
Oh yeah, that thing's
She
great.
got to pretend that, obviously, with Kayala, you can't see him, but he's on his little rocker sleeping. So we started our episode. But she got to pretend that baby was Kayala all weekend.
Yeah, but she ended up naming it
Raya.
Raya, and she made it a girl because the eyelashes.
Yeah, she's like, it's pretty eyelashes, so it's a girl.
It's like, oh, that's how you determine girl or boy. Okay. We're here for it.
I'll take it.
No, it was a good weekend for the most part.
Now, the parents' perspective, Riley's perspective of the weekend.
Blur. One big blur.
She didn't sleep at all.
No, we're still in feeding mode, so it's up every 2 hours at least to feed for like 30, 45 minutes. And then it's like that all the way up until the sun comes up. And when the sun's up, he's sleeping all day.
Yeah. He's like eat and then sleep for 2.5 hours during the day. But nighttime, it seems like he's
a little fussier because I'm like half awake. So I'm trying to like burp him and then I end up falling asleep half the time. So he like falls asleep on my chest. And then I wake up a couple minutes later and then put him back in his thing. Realize I didn't burp him. He's fussy. Have to get up again. So it's just a process. But honestly, you've been a trooper through all of it because if I call and ask you to do something, you get up so quick and I'm just like, oh, you're done already.
Yeah, that was, I was like, I know that you want to take care of him, but I'm also like, you don't realize that you're fatiguing yourself quicker.
Oh, I know I'm fatiguing myself, but I also don't want to lose any breast
to
milk.
take a bottle feeding. That's the main thing. It's nighttime. She doesn't want to lose.
Well,
he's
he's feeding a lot at night and not as much during the day. So my concern is that because if I don't feed at night, then I'll lose it during the day. Bless you.
I'm trying to fight it so bad. No. Yeah, so she's worried about losing her breast milk. So she's like, no, I'm going to feed him. I was like, well, if you're already awake and wanting to take him, I guess.
Yeah.
But I still halfway fall asleep. And I'm like, wait, she's going to fall asleep and not burp him. You know, nudge her. She's like, oh, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Like, just let me do it then. If you're tired, just take the nap.
And then my other thought process, too, is one, you're still working, like when we're at home. You're still working, and then you still have Gigi on top of him throughout the day. And I know how you get when you're tired, so I just rather not deal with it.
I'm perfect when I'm tired.
Oh, no, you're not.
Okay. If I'm being interrupted in the middle of sleeping, no.
Like a monster.
Yeah, but if I could operate tired, not compared to operating hungry.
True, but
don't
imagine
wake me up.
Tired and hungry.
That's Gigi.
The two of
Now
you guys have tantrums.
Yeah. Now I understand. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, so it's not a pride thing. It's just a breast milk thing.
I realized that when you were telling one of the parents the story.
Yeah. But and the team took 16th out of, I think it was like 140 teams.
You're not number one. You're still losing to me.
Yeah. We lost to a team where it really was like, it was either them or us who were going to take it all. And that team was just great kids.
They adapted well.
Yeah.
The other team, right?
Yeah. The other team adapted really well. Our emotions got the best of us.
They handled their emotions better than I've seen the other teams handle it.
Oh, absolutely. That's been one of our biggest focus points with this team is the teamwork and learning to push through the feelings because they can be so overwhelming sometimes.
And I know that we didn't get to it, but that's the topic of the day.
Yeah.
Not letting your anger or frustration or lack of patience get the best of you.
Yeah. So we can even go off this weekend.
No, that's why when we think of it, it's like, I think we did fairly well this weekend with managing our frustration. Everybody kept saying like, wow, you're doing, and in my head, I'm like, I feel like I'm going crazy. What do you mean I'm doing? They're like, you're such a good dad, man. Like, I was like, I'm sitting here.
Take the praise, honey. Take the praise.
Like, my wife got 1 hour of sleep, maybe 2. And all I do is sit here and make sure a ball doesn't hit his bassinet and change his diaper. Like, I don't feel like it was a big, like, would you not do that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just normal for us because this is now kid number 2 of us doing it. Because we did travel with Gigi too, and we learned and adapted through that. But I don't know. And like I said, we thrive in chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always putting ourselves, like getting another dog or setting ourselves up for failure just so we can figure out how like resilient we are. Like we do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some therapist that's like, that's not good.
Yeah, we have issues.
All right, maybe we're confessing our issues here, but
Or what does the kids call it? When trauma dumping.
here's our trauma dump.
Here's our trauma dump. But I don't know. I think we also find it as like a challenge, if anything, too.
Yeah.
Of
After being out of sports, you start to find different ways to test your
how far
abilities.
can I push my sanity?
Like how far can I push?
Yeah, so
I can handle it. I can do it. I can do it.
was there one point at all this weekend where you were just like, I'm gonna lose my absolute MFS if I don't like figure this out, or
TSPMF.
TSPMF? What the?
This pisses me off.
Sure, yeah.
That's what the kids started saying. They're like, TSPMF, coach. I'm like,
TSPMF.
I was like,
Oh, and then here we have
here's-
another conversation about that.
yeah.
Yeah,
kids.
we'll get into that in a sec.
But the moment where I was like, this, I'm going to lose it. I think I hit that moment twice over the weekend.
Okay, when were they?
Okay, he's still asleep. He's a noisemaker.
Very.
I
You'll hear
point
him.
over there because he's sitting over there. But he's a loud pooper.
He's allowed everything.
Yeah, but he doesn't cry loud. He's got a very soft, unless it's that, true baby cry where they're
Yeah,
like,
I guess
feed me,
he's just a
something.
grunter.
Yeah, but he's just a noise maker.
Yeah. At least it's kind of nice though, because at least I know he's still alive in his bassinet in the middle of the night.
Exactly. I'm like,
Whereas
okay,
like Gigi, she was so still, and I'm like, "Are you alive?"
Yeah, multiple times. If he's sitting there for too long, I'm like, okay, so I'm not a bad parent.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
they're
not
so
a bad
fragile the first month. You're like, ah.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as hitting that point, it was probably Saturday night after the park, I think.
Yep.
Dealing with that, like I'm not going to go to sleep, and her meltdown, and we're
Fighting the shower.
the shower. Yeah.
And then us being at Grandpa's house and being
Embarrassed.
yeah, like being in a
Make it look
traditional
like we can.
being in a traditional Samoan household, there's just like so many different like unspoken rules and boundaries and things like that are all just a part of tradition that you do. And I was so embarrassed. I don't know about you, but the second she had her tantrum, I was like, I'm
Yeah, I was
so
like, oh,
embarrassed
God.
in my grandpa's household right now because this is not how we do things. And I was like judging our family hardcore, which is you're not supposed to do. And we shouldn't
Our
do.
family.
Yeah, our family.
Not them.
Us handling Gigi and Gigi throwing a tantrum. And just knowing how like my dad was raised up by my grandpa and things like that.
Yeah, it would not fly.
No, not at all.
But I'm not speaking for them because I feel like the only other method would be to beat your kids, and I'm not going to beat my kid.
Right.
Plus, she eats it. She's like, give me more.
Yeah.
Slap me. I don't care. I'm like,
Well, I think they say redheads have a high pain tolerance, so she can take it. Like, if she cracks her head open, she cries for 2 seconds, and she's like back on the bandwagon doing whatever other crazy thing.
but you brush her hair and she loses it.
Yeah, her kryptonite is her hair, though. So you can pull on one strand, and she will lose her mind and like be in a cradle position, like
yeah, fetal position.
or fetal position. But yeah, no, I'm with you there. I almost lost it.
And then literally the next day, the morning where we had to bring her to the facility at 6:30, she's like, I want my pink jersey. I want my pink jersey. Because she has very small volleyball jerseys, and she wore it to the park the day before. And I was like, that's way too dirty to. So we had her
that
blue one. And
smells.
she's like, I don't want my blue one. This is, again, a kid that's only going off of 7 hours of sleep
And hyped up on a bag of chips.
and hyped up on all the sugar and junk food from the day before. So
Yeah, we were paying for it.
I think understanding why she was, you can get a sense of why she's doing what she's doing. When it's
Yeah.
at our house right now, she's doing it because she
Wants
thinks that if she
attention.
acts like a baby, she'll get treated like baby Keala and
Yeah.
get attention. So like that, I handle that completely differently. I'm like, shh, stop.
Time out.
Stop. Just, I love you. Just be normal and you'll get attention. Positive. Like, anyways, but when it's in those moments, by God's grace, I seem to have a little bit more patience from losing my.
You really do. Because I lose it more than you do in those situations.
In those situations, you lose it more. But in like the small little stuff, I lose it more. I'm like, get off of me. He's like, I just wanted to cuddle. I'm like, oh, sorry.
I know. I understand that because of him, especially because I'm holding him all day long. And I'm sure she hates it because that used to be me holding her or you holding her. So that makes sense to me. But like the whole chip bag thing, I'm like, girlfriend, if you don't do what I say, yeah, like if she's eating chips all day and not
I thought
eating
you
enough.
meant something happened with the chips.
No. Just like if she's off balance with all that stuff, then I'm like, well, you should have listened to what I said earlier because I told you to eat the dang chicken.
Yeah.
But whatever. So back to patience.
Back to patience.
We almost lost it. We're like, that's it. We're putting you up. We're moving to Sparta.
We're moving to Sparta.
We're moving to Sparta. We're leaving now. And then dealing with that, and then patience as a coach. Because we also wanted to talk a little bit about coaching, right?
Yeah, because we feel like we thrive. It's so funny. You would never describe me as somebody who's patient
Not at all.
because you're being on that side of me, but witnessing how both of us interact as coaches or as like big situation, annoying situation parents, so much patience.
Why? So we're just not patient with each other.
If I
Maybe.
feel somebody's capable, I don't have I think it's not being empathetic to whining. I hate whining. So if you're whining about a workout or whining about like what Gigi's whining.
This makes a lot of sense why you've been so nice to me. Because you don't think I'm capable. Because I'm not in this state.
No, it's the opposite of that. It's because I know that you're capable. I don't have to be on you.
I understand.
Whatever. Yeah, if I
That's
think
funny.
that you're capable and you're falling short, it frustrates me a lot more than just being like, oh,
Yeah.
they need some help.
Gotcha. Okay. Understanding. I'm understanding different perspectives. The onion layers of Martin. Because there are many.
Yep.
Okay. So name a situation when you were coaching where you were like, where your patience really had to be tapped into.
Every day with the kids.
Every day.
Like,
Every day?
pretty much.
No.
Because it's. He's all smiling. See, this is what we're talking about with noises. I can't bring my mic over there, but
You might be able to hear him a little bit.
yeah.
He's nudging around like he might be pooping.
Yep. He gets tomato red face.
Oh yeah, he's pooping.
Yeah.
Something's happening. Yeah.
His lips pucker.
Oh, there
Yep,
it is.
now you hear him. All right. Quick break.
Intermission.
And we're back.
Sorry, intermission.
Baby break. It's okay. You can get a first-hand experience. I guess that'll still be second-hand experience of Keala's quiet noises.
Yeah, you might honestly hear a big explosion a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah,
I really think he's working
he has
through.
volcano poops.
Yeah, they're
It is a
insane.
buildup of an eruption and just. It's imagine a porta potty at a construction site
Yeah, exactly.
or at a concert where people have been having pizza and beer all day.
Yeah, just thankfully it doesn't smell
Yet,
horrendously like that, but the sounds are insane.
yeah. Once they get out of breast milk and they get into all the other mashed foods, that's when it starts to really stink.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of flashback / TMI, might embarrass Gigi. Not that anybody's going to see this when she's...
This is like a whole documentary of Gigi's upbringing, and we are so looking back at these.
Yep. I remember when she took her first solid turd. I was like, we have an actual turd.
Was that under her little toilet?
No, not that. This is before that. But like when her changing her diaper and it being a turd for the first time instead of like mush.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we're at solid poops.
We're at the next level 12.
Yep.
Level
like,
12.
Okay, she's clearly chewing her food.
What were we talking about before all this?
Patience and a time where I've gotten close to losing my patience with the kids.
Yes.
So I feel like I have to maintain a balance between obviously keeping their respect, but making sure that they still enjoy working out, because I don't want workouts to be something that they're, that they dread doing. I want it to keep a positive, I want them to still think of it in a positive way. Mm-hmm. But there's days where if it's a group of 4 or more that are all on the same team and in the same group, it's like herding cats, getting them to actually work out. And yesterday, actually, it wasn't the 15s that were the most troublesome. It was the 13s.
That
13s and 14s. No, yeah. But usually the 13s are, excited. They're still, middle school, young, innocent, wanting to improve or prove that they can have the strength to work out, really. Yeah. 12s are great because they're like... 12s are great because they're just excited to be given the opportunity to work out. Yeah. They're like, it's so fun. I'm strong. I'm lifting weights. Kiala doesn't like it, I guess. He's like, talk about me. He just had his poop. But I had to take the 13s outside yesterday.
Okay, babe. Yeah.
You want to cover?
Yeah.
Elsa blanket.
Elsa blanket it is.
We're not going to flash the camera.
Oh, maybe not, because he is spitting up.
Hitting his head on the mic.
Sorry, I didn't want him to choke. Okay, babes. Is that better? I think it's because he's just starting to eat a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
You okay? Alright, maybe.
He's pushing through the poop.
He's pushing through the poops. Your tummy hurts, huh?
All right, I guess we'll finish this recording in chunks, and that's okay.
Sorry, we're gonna.
This is what life is like now. But so I was thinking, I took the 13-year-olds outside, 13s and 14s. I was like, look, clearly you kids are not paying attention. Would you do that at school? And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay.
Turds.
It's like, would you pay attention to your teachers? Or do you pay attention? They're like, no. It's like, all right, well.
They have an answer for everything.
Yeah. Imagine I actually impact your playing time. I'm going to start telling your coach if you mess around, and then you won't be able to, start for volleyball. They're like, oh. Like, there, I found the leverage. It's like, yeah.
Oh, that's one. I'm just going to move his legs a little bit. You can keep going. I'm just trying to get the gas out.
Yep. But usually the frustrations and the most patience I need for the kids is them socializing too much. Or just flat out, like, talk as much as you want and just focus on range of motion. I don't care for them to challenge themselves on their weights if they don't want to. Mm-hmm. But at least move your body correctly That's all I care about.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you think about it, the 2 hours that they're with their coach, at least I know for like my coaching style, I'm usually like, don't talk when I'm talking, listen, do what I say. It's not social hour, it's work hour or
Yeah.
work your 2 hours of work.
yeah, the kids' real only social hour
It's during the workout.
is during the workout. Or I was gonna say their water breaks might be their only.
Yeah, but even that, it's like, hey, you get 30 seconds for water, hustle
Yeah,
back
the
to the
older
sideline.
kids, but not the.
Oh, younger kids too. That's that monster cry.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Just trying to find a position. And he's comfy. Working through the gas.
Do you have any words on why you feel or how you handle being patient with your athletes? Or why you need patience as a coach? Partially athletes, partially parents.
What I have seen over the years, and honestly, like I'm reflecting on it now that I have a younger team that's not necessarily a top team anymore, because one of our coaches ended up landing their dream job, so she passed her team over, and no one else can take them except me because my 18 season ends early. And going back, when I first started my coaching career, I was taught to learn how to coach bad teams or like players who have like no idea what they're doing, beginners essentially, parents and player ends. And if you could learn how to coach that kind of team, then you can learn to coach
The top
any
teams.
teams. Yeah, because then you're actually coaching. And what I've seen and learned from like coaches is a lot of them don't have the patience for that piece of learning. So like we'll have coaches come in the gym and they're like, "Well, how come I can't get a top team? Like it's so annoying to deal with these kinds of kids and da da da." And I was like, "Well, it's not about you, personally.
Yeah.
It's really not about you." And that's always a focus point of mine. Is I never really want the game or the girls' improvements to ever be about the coach. And I even hear coaches say like, "Oh, everyone told me I did such a great job," and I was like, "For what? Standing on the sideline and yelling at kids?"
Yeah.
Like it's that annoys me.
I created this athlete,
Yeah.
and I created because we know people like that.
Yeah,
and
it
it's just
frustrates me because it's not that kid's athleticism has no reflection on you. You didn't give birth to that genetically modified athlete specimen. Like,
Are you saying that the kids are GMOs?
but I don't. I think it's you have to build culture. It's more about culture management, and can you help athletes like not experience burnout, and then obviously teach them something new. You're no different from being a teacher in class, but like the physical production of your athletes, it's like an 80-20 thing. That's dependent on the athlete.
Yeah, especially because most people are saying that are dealing with like, obviously they're not Michael Jordan, but the
Yeah.
Jordan type of athletes where like they're already the top 5%.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, you helped a kid that can already touch 11 feet.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna
Play.
throw out one
like-
of my players on my 18s team. My middle, she went from softball to her first year of club volleyball last year, and she was already a phenomenal athlete. I didn't have to teach her anything because she is just gifted. I just had to teach her the position and like how to move to help her move faster. And she got a scholarship to go play at a local D2 school. I didn't do that for her. She did that. I came over to her house to help her send out some emails, and that's it. But like her, just her athleticism alone is the reason why she got into that school, and her determination and to be a competitor is the reason why she's at that school. It has nothing to do with me as a coach. So I would never be like, "Oh, I got that kid into Kelsey." I'm like, no, she did that on her own.
A coach is measured based on how successful the team is.
Yeah. And I would say our team is successful because we're always the underdogs, but we always finish top 30, even though we're underdogs. And we always have like the smallest
Yeah.
people on our team. So we can teach you how to win a match if you're willing to take the feedback. But yeah, that piece, of patience. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's either a gift and you know how to handle it or you don't. And some people aren't willing to learn it. Period. Period.
Hold on. What piece of patience?
The piece of patience of like, you have to learn how to coach
Oh,
bad.
the bottom kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I
have to
thought
learn
you
how to
meant-
coach bad
I
before
thought you meant dealing
can,
with the people that claim that they make that. I was like,
well,
I guess
no.
that too. That's grace more than patience. But
That's ego right there. Like, I can't stand egotistical coaches, which that's all the club world is, sadly. And that's why I don't leave my club, because we're a no politics kind of club.
Yep.
Even if people don't like it, I don't really care. Period.
Amen.
But I will say I lose patience with the new slang languages that the kids try to teach me.
We want to. Okay, we'll go there. This is the last bit of the Vegas thing.
Please help us with this. What is huzz, suzz,
No, this
fuzz?
is. We talked about this already. How one of Riley's players is like, "Coach, do you have a huzz?" Basically, just like crush, whatever. It's like, I literally have a husband, so yes. And so we learned that was the first introduction to the slang word huzz, which is the stupidest thing.
Yeah, but then they also said fuzz.
No, I'm going there. I'm going there.
Sorry.
Like hubby, boo. Those were our era of.
You're still under hubby in my contact.
Yeah. Well, and anyways, to go from that type of slang to huzz, which I get is just the first few letters of that of husband, but getting that lazy of just saying huzz, and then going to fuzz, suzz, juzz for freshman husband, sophomore husband, junior. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And then
I just don't understand.
And then our athletes teaching us what Shayla was.
Oh, Shayla.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
It's messed up. It's, to me,
She's
that's
my
messed
Shayla.
up.
I was like, Riley's favorite dog's name was Shayla.
Yeah, that was, my middle name is Shay. We ended up naming her Shayla. And I have a pillow of her.
Yep.
But yeah, and they took it from a dad who lost their daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, my Shayla.
That's such a dark.
So sad. And then now everyone's like, oh, that's my Shayla.
They turned it into a meme. I'm like, that's so
And I was like,
bad.
I don't think you understand the amount of pain that dad was going through.
Well, one, hot take, but if you're recording yourself crying about something, that's so
dear
psycho.
Jesus.
Yeah, so like, you kind of deserve to be turned into a meme if you're recording it.
Did you see that? I'm sorry.
Riley.
I wasn't holding his head for like a second, but I'm leaning backwards. Oh my God. I guess he didn't want to be on my chest.
It's like, I'm done with this. So as we're talking about this meme stuff, we probably just create our own little GIF of baby's head dropping.
Oh dear. No, he like threw it back and he couldn't control it. So he went, "Rah." Oh, that scared me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was
And now
gnarly.
I'm gonna this hand's never leaving the back of
It
his head.
shouldn't have left his head the first time.
I'm leaning backwards. We have been doing this.
We'll put it back in slow.
Yeah, we're gonna replay that. Can I get a replay on the field, please?
Can I get a hot tub?
Can I get a hot tub?
But okay, that's the slang terms and I guess the own level of patience of having to let kids be kids again.
Yeah, facts. Period.
All right. Verse and reflection.
You like that one?
Yeah, he's like, hey. Turn it down a little bit. We hear his noises. Kiala, do you have anything to say? All right, I think he's up. All right. verse of the day and reflection, James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Very self-explanatory. And obviously there's a lot of Psalms that talk about God being slow to anger and quick to listen. Any comments on that verse? A lot easier said than done. But
Oh, amen to that. I don't know. I feel like I based my whole life around that verse personally. Just being in a high conflict, loud, what's the word?
upbringing,
No, like,
environment.
yes, environment, but I'm trying to think of another word before that. Oh, God, my brain. But yes, just being in that kind of environment and witnessing a lot of that and within my family, not even just my household, but family. And like seeing different relationships in life, especially watching people date and being so high strung when they are dating. I'm just like, it ain't worth it. Mm-mm. It ain't worth it. And if this life ain't for the Lord, then I don't know what we're doing here. Period.
Okay. So, flashback to early 2000s, late 90s. My dad used to say, period, all the time. So you saying it 5 times on this episode just makes me think of my dad and his different catchphrases, dad phrases that he would have. He said period for like, I don't know, a year or 2 years, but also my bus, like my bad.
Oh my, so this is before all the kids' slangs of like,
Oh yeah, like bussing and all the stupid shit. He was like my bus. Instead of my bust, it was my bus.
my bus.
My bad.
If he said my bus, I would have guessed like, oh, the short bus.
You telling me? Are you telling me you think I ride the short bus? It was only one time, okay? Nothing against short bussers.
I think I had to take a short bus one time.
You did tell me that story.
Yeah.
My friend, we met in middle school and we carpooled freshman year. We carpooled at some point in high school. But he was like, yeah, I grew up in Massachusetts and seeing all the short buses here, big handicap buses. I was like, wait a minute, I rode a short bus. But I think just back where he was raised, it was just not a lot of kids to pick up.
Yeah.
He's like, did I ride the short bus?
Ain't nothing wrong with the short bus. You can
No,
get to
nothing's wrong.
the front a lot faster. Which I'm not complaining.
There's less seats, so you get to the front faster. I mean, come on.
Well, okay. Tell me if anyone else remembers this who did ride buses back then. When you always rode the bus, you wanted to sit in the back with the cool kids, right?
Sit in the back with the cool kids.
Want to sit in the back with the cool kids. Don't make fun of me. But then when your bus stop would come, you had to make sure you got off that bus. So if you weren't paying attention and the bus ended up stopping and you didn't look out the window to see if it was your bus stop, then the bus was leaving. So I remember one time, I think I had like headphones on because I just got the Walkman or whatever. Ooh. So I wasn't paying attention. I was showing my friends. We were all listening to our headphones and our CD players or whatever. And I almost missed my bus stop. I had to run out from the back.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Tripped.
Mr. Bus Driver.
Mr. Bus Driver. And then like your bag is like hitting the chairs and like hitting the like kids in the chairs.
The kids are sleeping just like.
Yeah. It's just a disaster. But that always gave me a little bit of PTSD. Little bit.
All right. So yeah, dad's catchphrases.
Period.
I will say I've slowly learned, we talked about this before, but how I'm learning more to listen.
Oh, he's a saint now with listening.
But listening before you speak or, being slow to anger is something I'm becoming more aware of with Gigi as she's growing up and being more mouthy and spicy. I'm like, hold on. She's 3. You're 32. You're the adult. Slow things down here, because if you just try to be more loud and more angry than a toddler, you're gonna lose. So I've deconditioned myself. I'm in the process of deconditioning myself from just being
You're doing a wonderful job. A wonderful job.
Yeah, because of the Lord.
Because of the Lord and watching some Bluey on the weekends.
Yeah, Bluey. Bluey plus Jesus, man, that is a parent's 2 Bibles.
That's best dad award right there.
Yeah. That's how you get my dad's the best medal or t-shirt or whatever.
Absolutely. Bluey will teach you a lot, man.
Yep. Okay, finishing it off with questions from our athletes. Dame.
Every time. Label the buttons.
It's because I looked at the colors. It's like, it's the blue one, but it's the teal blue one.
Wait, blue is for budum-ch.
Yeah, rim shot chimes.
I'm just doing blue budum-ch. Fricka fresh.
Okay.
Drop a beat. Oh my gosh. Our player, Soph, rapping.
Oh, yeah,
dear Lord. You're like, yeah, I could drop a beat when I'm really angry. What?
I could drop bars when I'm angry.
It was like, okay, go.
She's trying to do like a basically wild and out roast session.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah. It was. I'm sure she does better, like off the top of the dome versus being put on a spot, which I guess is also off the top of the dome. But anyways, it's like, I can only do it when I'm actually mad at somebody and roasting them.
I was like, so, but you're just cussing a lot in the room. You're just cussing a lot.
She didn't cuss once.
Yes, she did.
Oh.
She cussed not the first verse that she threw out, but the second.
Oh.
She was like, B word that, F this. And I was like, what are you rapping about?
That's what rap is now anyways. But it's always been that. Don't try and act like.
No, it used to be all about booty shaking in strip clubs. Now it's like I don't know, like Meg the Stallion and all the like female rappers are all about like getting some and being like a boss queen because they are.
That was gonna be my pickup line.
What?
I was like, it's not appropriate, but I'll say it now because nobody's gonna make it to this part. Roses are red, violets are blue. Won't you show me what that booty do?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Wait, 12 out of 10. That would have me on the floor laughing. Dear Lord, that's funny.
I should have saved it and just used it anyways.
You should have used that one. I mean, although you did the bird one, which was good.
Yeah. Show me what that booty do.
That's a joke that
Avery would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
He used to his pickup line so bad. It used to be, how much? What? How much that booty weigh, girl? We're like, what? We never heard him use it on anybody. He never did,
No.
but he would always tell us that was his pickup line.
It was his number one pick. I'm gonna ask his wife, hey, is that how he picked you up?
Is that how he got you?
I was looking at our wedding pictures, so off topic. And
Not off topic, because they met at our wedding.
yes, they did. I just went off topic from our thing today. Now we're just going off on tangents.
Yep.
His haircut
For our wedding.
was the stack, the like box haircut, but it was tall.
Think like house party.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that Avery was not the haircut for you.
That's fresh cut Avery for you.
Yeah, but the stashes that Avery's been pulling out, I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that right there is very fitting. Very fitting.
All right, so as I was saying, the questions from our athletes. We talked about, how we're coaches because we're patient. We've kind of talked about guessing for one another if we weren't in the profession that we are now. Mm-hmm. What do we guess the other person would be? But the question is, if you were not a coach, what job would you have? Not like fairy tale version.
Yeah, just like a basic
like
job.
legitimately, if you didn't do this, what would you do next?
I feel like I'd be a really good nurse.
You? Mm-hmm. Helping people with their epidurals.
Absolutely.
You're strong enough. You got the back for it.
I got fantastic bedside manner. And I genuinely really do care about people, even if it's just a stranger on the table. But if I see that someone needs help or like somebody's down for the count, in my nature, it's like which is probably why I love the newborn stage, because they're helpless. When someone's helpless,
You need me?
you need me, I'm there 24/7. What do you need? Probably need to go to therapy for it, but it's okay.
Man, we should send this whole episode to a therapist.
I know.
So what do you
We
think?
need to talk about.
We'll pay you for the hour, but let us know what's going on.
I've always wanted to try a therapy session. Just to like see if there is. Am I autistic and I don't know?
That's not what therapy's for.
Oh, they are supposed to check behavior patterns too.
Okay. So secretly Riley wants to know if she's autistic.
I'm very obsessive with certain things. It could be.
That puts salt on the autistic community. They have legitimate.
I know, but I've also met high functioning autistic people that are they're brilliant. You would have no idea that they are. And yeah. And then one day.
Then you go in the room and see the collection of trains.
Yeah. Or one day they just go to their therapist and like, you should probably get checked out. And then they're like, yeah, slightly there.
So if I was not a trainer or strength coach, what job would I have?
Yeah. What would you?
I really have no idea.
Manager of something? You could be a manager of like a sporting goods store. I feel like that's you.
Managing a Dick's Sporting Goods manager of some sort. It would be some type of like store manager or
What about an athletic
teacher.
director?
An AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider that the coaching. If I wasn't in athletics or like training, what would I do? Because I'd just be like, I'd go coach football
you need to go like a different route.
Yeah. Just to me, athletic director is just a coach of the coaches. I know I'm wrong, but
Why do I feel like you would make a good history teacher?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know much history.
You retain things really well.
Yep.
And I feel like
But I'm a bad storyteller.
Yeah, but that's what the documentary videos are for.
Shoot. All right, welcome to Mr. Rispy's history class.
Yeah.
Watch this.
We're going to watch another 20-minute video.
We're going to watch Ninjas Are Butterflies. Half conspiracy, half history.
Yep. Fine. You're a PE teacher.
I was going to say something PE or something teacher related.
Yeah. What about a counselor?
I don't
No, I
want
don't
to
care
just
about your
focus on.
feelings.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care.
Do what I say.
Yeah. Counseling is too much of a repair job for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I handle neediness very well.
Only with your daughter.
Yep, because she's literally my blood. So yes, she's my actual responsibility.
Yes, don't blow it.
Yeah. Because like there's a certain point that kids hit at the gym where I'm like, that's too much. I'm not going to help with that. Like,
That's for your own parents.
yeah, like being the kid that thinks the parents don't care for them because they care for the other siblings. Whatever. That's like small, manageable. Mm-hmm. Like, no, your parents freaking love you. They pay for you to do volleyball. Like, they clearly love you. That type of stuff is easy, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Other stuff is like, I never had a male role model in my life. I'm like, this is more than just a weight room session.
You're like,
Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
If Had a few of those in my life.
Yeah. If you're too needy, at the end of the day, like, this is meant for workouts. I would love to help you outside of this, but you gotta be.
But there's boundaries too.
I was gonna
Can't
say
cross the boundary line.
you're still a minor, so
Yeah.
I'm not crossing boundaries.
No, because that could really get you into trouble.
Yeah, not gonna do that.
No, sir.
All right. Well, we almost made it to the hour.
All right.
About a 55-minute episode after the crying baby, and probably smart to cut it before he wakes up.
Yeah, it's almost feeding time, I'm sure.
Yep.
Once I move.
So, good night.
Good night. Period.
See you later. Period.
Period.